Okay, today our objectives, we have two. First is to identify the characteristics of the graphs of system of linear equations in two variables. And second is to categorize the system of linear equations in two variables according to its characteristics. Now let's have this one. Okay, what are the characteristics of a graph of system of linear equations in two variables? Now first, when you talk about parallel lines, what are the characteristics of these? So when we say parallel lines, two lines which will never meet. So there has no intersection point here. Two lines which will never meet. Now if it's two lines which will never meet, so there has no solution. Inconsistent, and the slope of the first line is equal to the slope of the second line, and the y-intercept of the first line is not equal with the y-intercept of the second line. Now if you are going to look at this, the illustration, the graph of these two lines, now they will never meet no matter how will you extend these two lines. Okay, so it's the no solution again because they never meet. Okay, now on the second, intersecting lines, two lines that will intersect at exactly one point. Now if there is an intersection, so there would be a solution. If it's only one intersection, there would be one solution. Now if there is a solution, so meaning to say it is consistent, and the slope of the first line is not equal with the slope of the second line. So this is the illustration. Okay, the intersection point is the solution. Take a look. The intersection point is the solution. This one, there is only one. Okay, now let's go on the coinciding lines. Coinciding lines, two lines lie on the same line, or the graph is just one line. If there is two lines lie on the same line, so meaning to say they intersect at all points. So two lines intersect at all points. So meaning to say there is an intersection and all points is the intersection. So meaning to say infinitely many solutions. And since there is a solution, so it is consistent. Now the slope of the first line is equal with the slope of the second line, and the y-intercept of the first line is also equal with the y-intercept of the second line. Okay, there is this the illustration. Okay, here first line, and then this is the second line. Now as you can see, this first the line here on the top lie on the line on the bottom here. Okay, so meaning to say they intersect at all points. So all the intersection here of two lines are the solution of the system of equations. Okay, now so meaning to say infinitely many solutions because all points of two lines intersect at exactly every point. So meaning to say infinitely many solutions. So there is a solution, so consistent. Okay, so let's go on the second part, identifying what is the characteristics of a given system of equation. So let's have this one. We will work with this first problem. Okay, now how to do this one? Okay, and doing that one, what we are going to do is we will just use the idea of a slope intercept form, because earlier we had identified we can say that parallel lines when the slope. Okay, comparing the slope. Okay, let's compare the slope upon identifying what is that, the graph with their parallel lines, intersecting lines, coinciding lines. Okay, so let's have that one, transform that one into a slope intercept form. So here, let's do. So we have 2x plus 3y equals 5. This is the first equation, equation 1. Okay, so let's transform this one into slope intercept form. So we will add this by negative 2x. Same true with the other side of the equation. Okay, now this one will be 2x plus negative 2x. This one will be 0. So you have only 3y left. So you have equals. You cannot add these two since they are not like terms. So you have negative 2x plus 5. And the next thing that you are going to do, since there is a number beside y, so you are going to divide this one by 3 so that it will become 1. So divide by 3. Take note that all of them must be divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3, this is 1y, or just y, equals. Then you have this is negative 2 over 3x plus 5 over 3. So meaning to say we have our slope now. The slope of the equation 1 is equal to negative 2/3. And the y-intercept of the first equation, okay, it is 5/3. Now this time we will work with the equation number 2. Okay, so equation number 2, we have 4x plus y equals 2. So again, so we will add by negative 4x so that this one will be 0. Do the same on the other side of the equation. Okay, 4x plus negative 4x, this one will be 0, so you have only y equals, you cannot add these two since they are not like terms. 2 has no variable x, so you have negative 4x plus 2. So as you can see, the number beside y is 1, so meaning to say this is in slope intercept form. So therefore the slope of this one again, equation 2. So the slope, here I will just align. The slope of the second equation is equal to negative 4, the number beside x. And then the y-intercept of the second equation is 2. Okay? Now, if you can see that one, take a look on the, okay, here. Now, the slope are not equal, okay? So, the slope are not equal. So, what we are going to do, okay? Let's try to look on this one, okay? Now, which of these, okay, take a look. Now, if we are going to compare the slope, first thing that you are going to do is compare the slope. Are the slope equal? Since the slope are not equal, so meaning to say, it is 100% fall on the intersecting lines. Okay? Now, take a look. The slope are not same. The first slope is negative 2/3. The second slope is negative 4. So meaning to say, if you are going to look back on the characteristics that we have identified, now here, it is intersecting lines. So, two lines intersect that will never intersect at exactly one point. Okay? Now, here is the characteristics of that. Since the slope number 1, equation 1, is not equal with the slope of equation 2. So, here. Okay? First thing that you are going to do again, try to identify the slope, whether they are equal or not. If it's not equal, so 100% intersecting lines. But if it's equal, whether it is parallel lines or coinciding lines. Okay, let's work with the second problem. Here, again, just do the same. We will identify what is the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, equation 1, 6x plus 2y equals 4. This is our equation 1. So, add by negative 6x so that this one will be 0. Do the same on the other side of the equation. Okay, this one will be 0. And you have only 2y on here. So, equals, this is negative 6x plus 4. Okay, then divide by 2. Do the same all the terms. Okay, 2 divided by 2, that is 1 or 1y or y. Negative 6 divided by 2, that is negative 3. Okay, 3x. Now, positive 4 or 4 divided by 2, that is 2. So, meaning to say, the slope here of the first equation is negative 3, the number beside x. And the y-intercept of the first equation is 2. Okay, now, let's do now on the second equation. So, that is 9x plus 3y equals 12. This is our equation number 2. Now, so we are going to add by negative 9x. So, that this one will be 0. Do the same on the other side. Okay, this one will be 0. And you have only 3y equals, you cannot add because they are not like terms. So, you have 9x plus 12. Divide by 3. So, that this one will become 1. Do the same on the other side of the equation now. This one will be 1. 3 divided by 3, that is 1. 1y. So, you have y. Negative 9 divided by 3, that is negative 3. And then you have x. 12 divided by 3, that is 4. So, you have that one. Now, so the slope here is equal to the number beside x, negative 3. And the y-intercept, okay, what is the y-intercept? It is 4. Now, as you can see, if we are going to compare first the slope of the second equation. Okay, now if we are going to compare, the slope of the first equation is negative 3 and the slope of the second equation is negative 3 also, so therefore they are equal. Now if we are going to look back, okay, if the slope of the first equation and the slope of the second equation is equal, so whether it is coinciding or it is parallel lines. Now but considering on the y-intercept, okay, what's the y-intercept of two lines? So the y-intercept, the first one is 2 and the second y-intercept of the second equation is 4. So definitely they are not equal. So meaning to say, if it's not equal, so it is 100% parallel lines. If we are going to look back and recall, here is the, okay, now when the slope are equal and the y-intercept are not equal, so it is parallel lines. Because if the other one, okay, coinciding, sorry, the coinciding, okay, if it's coinciding, slopes are equal and the y-intercept are also equal. But since the y-intercept are not equal, so that is parallel lines. Okay, here, these two lines will never meet. Okay, no solution since there has no intersection, and it is also inconsistent since there has no solution, and the slopes of the two slopes are equal and the y-intercept are not equal. So we are done.